Do you want to get stronger at arm wrestling? Then this video is for you. Today I'm going to show you how to train your wrist and your forearm using resistance bands. Resistance bands are one of the best things you can have in your training inventory. You can train with them almost anywhere. All you need is a place to put them on. Sometimes all you need is a training partner who will hold the resistance band while you do the exercise, and then you switch it up. So basically you can do this anywhere. When you buy one or you buy a set of these, different tensions, they will last years. Benefits of resistance band doesn't stop of them being just good imitation of a block system. Actually, I think resistance bands in some way are a little bit better because more you pull them, stronger it gets. And this teaches great thing for your arm wrestling, that you don't just start the movement, you keep going with the movement. A lot of guys, and this is a big problem for a lot of guys, let's say they get in that top roll, they do the pronation and then they stop. Training with resistance bands, you understand that when you get that position, you keep going, you keep taking away the advantage, any advantage that your opponent might have. So in this video, I'm going to show you different variations, how you can train your wrist, your fingers, your forearms with resistance bands. So before we start, we need to set up some rules because I always get this question and everyone's always asking me like, how many reps and sets? There will be 3 types of different training that I'm going to recommend. First will be lightweight and high reps. So here I'm talking 10 to 30 reps, 2 or 3 sets. Another one will be high load, low reps. So here 1 to 5 reps, each rep lasting at least 3-4 seconds, and 3 to 4 sets. And the last will be static holds. Static holds 10 to 30 seconds, 3 sets. So you choose how you want to choose, what you want to do today. If you feel a little bit, broken down from your past training, just choose the high reps, low weights. If you feel very fresh, I would recommend start doing high weights, low reps, and then do some static holds in the end. To work on your wrist, of course you can do these, just taking resistance band and pulling, and you will get some, at least somewhat training. But in arm wrestling, you understand we need to train our cup, we need to train our grip strength, we need to train our wrist. So for that, the easiest variation is just taking a water bottle, just putting it here like this, so around your wrist, and just working with it. Carbonated water works better than still, but all you need is this. Need something thicker, take your shaker bottle. You can really work on your cup right here and go like this. You're a smart guy and you have fat grips. I have seen guys training their wrist with fat grips like this, putting it in, and I'm like, this creates so little tension, You can find some spots, but you understand that this is moving around inside, so in my opinion, it doesn't really benefit your hand, your wrist that much. I'm using the handle of one of the Mazurenko handles. Feels pretty good in my arm, and it's very wide, so I can change how high is the resistance band. So with resistance bands, like, you can train just your hand, just your wrist, but I recommend doing it at some point together with your back. So basically, as you pull your arm closer to your body, you do a curl. So you curl it in like this. So different variations that we can do. And another thing that I want to tell you is to change directions. So you can set it pretty high, you can set it like in your shoulder where your chest is, lower. So change the points of attachment, it will create different tension and you can have different training results. Like, one of the worst things you can do is do the same thing over and over again. So the easiest setup in my opinion is low attachment point. Just take it like this. You can hold it in a cup grip like this, or if you want, you can put it like this in a full grip. So in low attachment, put your other arm under. So basically you're holding this flat and you can go for full range of motion. And you will feel the tension coming all the way through your forearm. So basically doing the full range of motion. Another variation is doing the same thing, but with a straight hand. Pull it up, put your other arm around it, and from here just going inwards. When you're using cable or free weights for similar kind of exercises, as you go higher and the weights are starting to fall down, you won't feel any tension, or you will feel very light tension. With resistance bands, it's continuous tension, because more you stretch it out, harder it gets. So I like to do it these kind of variations where the point where I am turning in is somewhat losing the tension. With the cable, I'm gonna do it with the resistance band. So one of my favorite variations how to do this is basically you're doing the same way you would on a table. So you're standing in your arm wrestling stance, depending on how you arm wrestle. And I want to do my wrist together with a drag, because what the drag will do here, it will add more tension on your wrist. So first part, I would say, works the forearm right here, so you will get the flexor activation, and then it's a lot of tension on your wrist because you're continuing that drag. So again, starting position in arm wrestling match, wrist, drag, wrist, drag. Each time you do everything with control. I recommend doing everything with control. I do not recommend doing it like this, because there's no control in those kind of motions. You can do these fast reps when you get in position like here. Then you will feel it. But if you're each time going outside, basically letting it loose, and then, you know, this is why people make fun of us. Another super great thing that you can do with resistance band is make it single attachment. You know Devon Lard multi-spinner? So you put it around like this, you take a grip that you want, and I'm going to work, so my pronation side, so my top side, through the back of your wrist, like this, and from here, boom, you just made yourself a multi-spinner. You want to do it the other way around, so you want to work more on your hook, more on your supination. You do it like this. Super easy, super great variation to do. And again, that little bit of that drag. The drag will add more tension, will make that hand and wrist much stronger, more solid. Single attachments are super great. I really love them because it works not only your flexor muscles, it works rotators. So pronator and supinator muscle. Another variation that you can do is without putting it over your hand, this will add much more stress on your fingers. So you take it like this, you just put the resistance band in your hand, you take a full grip, or you can even take cup grip. And now it works like basically like a wrist wrench winding handle. So here it's much more tension on your fingers, because further I go, it adds more stress on my fingers, and it's much harder to hold it, because you don't have anything holding it with your wrist, you have everything holding it with your fingers, like this. So basically, if you look at it, you can make almost any handle out of a resistance band and some kind of pipe, something, you know, as I said, shaker bottle, fat grip, anything. You don't need, you know, handles to have a good workout. Of course, handles are more solid, they feel more natural, but I always get these messages from people saying like, I don't have a gym like you, and so we cannot train. I'm like, bullshit, guys. That's complete utter bullshit. You know, you can do your training anywhere. It really depends on how bad you want it. So resistance bands you can take with you anywhere you go. You can do a lot of different trainings. You can work on your wrist constantly. You can do recovery workouts with it. You can do your strength training with it. So this is one of the best investments you can have that doesn't cost a lot. I'll put the link in the description where you can find good resistance bands. Yeah, I hope this video helped you and get some light on what you can do with your training when you want to do it. So the problem with everyone is always, you know, we don't have this and we don't have that, and you know, we have 30 different handles. It's not like we use 30 different handles in every workout. We sometimes gonna use something as basic as this just because how great it is to adding different kind of stress to your training. All I want to say is support us, get some merch, become a member, stay strong, and love arm wrestling.